let's be real. What if winning the lottery had nothing to do with luck at all? What if it was a skill, something you could actually learn? Well, today we're diving deep into the pretty radical teachings of Neville Goddard, an incredible teacher from the last century who claimed he had a very precise mental technique for manifesting wealth, for making the invisible visible. Think about that for a second. This idea just shatters everything we think we know about luck. What if every single lottery ticket you ever bought was a winner, just in another reality? The idea here isn't that you failed to win. No, it's that you failed to tune into the reality where you were already holding the winning ticket. So according to Goddard, winning is not about luck. It has nothing to do with chance. It's all about a specific, repeatable mental technique. So, are you ready to learn how to master it? Good, let's get into it. Okay, first things first. To even begin to understand this, we have to challenge one of our deepest beliefs, the idea that winning the lottery is just a random event. What if chance has absolutely nothing to do with it? Think of it like this, right? Most of us are living by the conventional view. We're hoping for a lucky break, waiting for something out there to change our lives. But the Goddard principle says that's completely backwards. It argues that you have to become a winner on the inside first. The outer world, your reality, then just reflects that inner state. And here is the core idea, the absolute foundation of all this. Your consciousness, it isn't just observing reality, it is creating it. Imagine your mind is like a movie projector, and the world you see around you, that's the screen. Your bank account, your relationships, every little thing you experience is just a projection of what's going on inside. Okay, so if your consciousness is the ultimate reality, how in the world do you shape it? Well, the key is your imagination. And we're not talking about idle daydreaming here. We are talking about using your imagination as a powerful creative tool. Let's see how it's done. Now, I absolutely love this analogy. Just imagine that every possible reality is like a radio station, and they're all broadcasting right now, at the same time. There's a station where you're a lottery winner, a station where you're a rock star, and the station where you are right now. Your imagination, that's the tuner. You don't create the station, you just decide which one you're going to listen to. And look, this isn't just some cool theory. Goddard students actually put this to the test. Take Margaret, for instance. She was a single mom, totally at her wit's end. She was working 2 jobs, barely scraping by, and had tried every positive thinking trick in the book with 0 results. She was desperate. Just 3 weeks after learning this technique, Margaret won $2.5 million. But here's the crazy part. She wasn't even surprised. She actually told Goddard, "I've been living as a millionaire in my imagination for weeks. This just feels natural." Okay, let's build on this, because Margaret's story shows us something absolutely crucial about this whole process. Manifestation isn't a slow burn. According to Neville, it happens in an instant. The time you experience is just a sort of illusion. The very moment you truly feel your wish is fulfilled in your imagination, something called a bridge of incidents is instantly created. This is a series of seemingly natural events, little coincidences, and gut feelings that literally lead you to your goal. You know, like that sudden urge to buy a ticket at a specific store, or bumping into an old friend who gives you a hot tip. It's really like lightning and thunder. Your imagination is the flash of lightning. It is instant. The physical result, that's the thunder, and it is simply bound to follow. The entire path to your goal gets created in that very first moment of assumption. This slide highlights a key detail, and you've got to get this right. You have to be specific. Your subconscious mind doesn't really respond to vague requests like, "Oh, I want more money." It means a crystal clear, detailed picture. That's why David was told to imagine winning exactly $50 million, not just a lot of money. So he didn't win the full $50 million, but he did win the closest jackpot available at the time, over $5 million. And just like Margaret, he was totally calm about it. He said, "It feels like the mail has finally arrived." He had been living as a millionaire in his mind for so long that the physical check just felt like an expected delivery. So you're probably wondering, okay, how do I actually do this? What's the secret technique that Margaret and David used? Well, here it is. It's called living in the end. This is a nightly practice. Every single night, as you're drifting off to sleep, you are going to follow these 3 steps. You see, that drowsy, in-between state, that's when your subconscious mind is most open to suggestion. It's the perfect time to plant the seeds of your desire. Now, for your scene to work, there are 3 golden rules. Non-negotiable. First, it's got to be short. Just a few seconds. Second, it has to take place after your wish is fulfilled. And third, you have to see it through your own eyes, like you're really there. So for example, don't see yourself buying the ticket. Imagine a friend congratulating you and really feel their handshake. That's the feeling. And this is a brilliant illustration of how to build up your belief. Susan's story shows us how to practice the feeling of being wealthy. And just like learning any new skill, she started with small wins. First, she won $25, then $100. These weren't the jackpot, but they were proof. They were evidence that she was on the right track. 8 months later, after she had fully and completely embraced her new inner reality, she won $15 million. The outer world had finally caught up to her inner conviction. So we've covered the technique, but there's one final, absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle. And honestly, it's the most difficult part. Unwavering persistence. You have to hold on to your assumption, no matter what your five senses are screaming at you. Robert's story, man, this is the ultimate test of faith. He was literally about to lose his home. For 6 months, he practiced this technique every night, and his situation only got worse. But even on the brink of losing everything, he told Goddard, "I cannot shake the feeling that I am a millionaire." The very next morning, he won $47 million. And what he told Neville is maybe the most powerful summary of this entire idea. He said, "I don't feel like I won. I feel like the lottery finally caught up to who I've been for months." So you see, the crucial point is this. It's not about trying to get something that you don't have. It's about accepting who you already are in your imagination. You aren't attracting wealth. You are simply allowing the wealth that is already yours to finally show up in your reality. The power to change your entire life isn't out there somewhere waiting for you to find it. It's right here inside of you, in your own incredible imagination. So the only question left to answer is, tonight, who will you choose to be?